Welcome back to the evening show. Now, Christmas is just around the corner. I can't believe we've been saying that, but it's true. And especially in my house, we always indulge in cheese and chutneys. It's just fabulous. And Elizabeth Ryan and Janet Drew are here with cheese and accompaniments. Ladies,
how are you doing?
I'm so excited. It's like Christmas time early has hit the table. Tell me what's on for us. Tell me what we have.
So I've bought just one cheese for a change. I always bring a whole myriad of cheeses on, and I end up not having time to stuff in. So it's just literally one cheese, and to go with a lot of Janet here's chutneys and stuff. So we've brought Janet along to talk about things that go with not just cheese but lots of different things. But just to start off, the cheese that we have is Hegarty's cheddar, and that's it from Whitechurch in Cork. So if you want to have a little taste of that, made by a lovely, friendly young gentleman called Dan Hegarty, and we can try that again then with the chutney afterwards. I know we've brought that along, but just to see how it goes.
It's just an honest to goodness white cheddar.
Exactly, yeah, and it's traditionally made, and it's made cloth bound in big wheels and matured for, this one is about 14 months or so. So you get kind of nutty flavours, but it's not too strong. But I just thought it'd be a great vessel, then we can taste if we want all the different chutneys with us and see how it goes, you know?
Brilliant.
So,
and you've actually made all of these, Janet.
I make for myself Janet's Country Fare, but I'm delighted to work this last couple of years with Sheridan's. So this was our original chutney last year, and then we got our heads together, and this is very much Elizabeth's baby, onion marmalade. So
this is, I have to say, I have that in my breast. I absolutely love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Because this is really renowned with Sheridan's, and this is a new to market one.
Yes, yeah. So the onion marmalade, which is something we developed together, was something we wanted to come up with. A few different name changes. I was pumping for confit, but we went with marmalade in the end. But wanted it to be, again, with the kind of honest to goodness thing, and not, wanted to make it with white onions. Wanted it to be just a really, really simple recipe. And then the only little hint that we have of kind of extra spice is some star anise.
Star anise and a little overtone of cayenne.
But Janet is driven demented with the cooking of it, though, because it takes her nearly a full day to actually cook the onions to the point where.
Are you serious?
But I love the black and gold, and I think the presentation, the whole Sheridan's look is great, and we're hoping to have a third one in the next couple of months to complement the range.
And maybe actually we should just have a quick little taste there. So that's the chutney first.
This is this one.
Yeah, so this is plum and apple chutney.
I've been nibbling that and fly here.
Now that's on top of, just out of interest, because it doesn't have to be cheese, even though it's chutney for cheese, that's actually on top of some cinnamon and walnut bread.
That's good.
Yeah, which is really
cinnamon, kind of.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is the whole thing about things being kind of yummy. I mean, that's a chutney, and we've just put it on a piece of kind of almost slightly sweet bread, and not even any cheese, and it's just something you can nibble at. So it goes to show how much chutney can add to flavour.
Because I don't think people realise how versatile chutneys are.
Exactly. That I think very much people just associated chutneys for cheese, but you can use, like that plum would be fantastic stirred into a sauce with the juices of duck.
Oh God, I wouldn't
kind of like using it like a red currant jelly or something like that too.
And the great thing about chutney, sometimes if you have a recipe that's just somewhere not gone quite right, get a little bit of chutney, whop it in.
Spice it up.
The sweet pep relish, for example, stuck for pasta sauce some evening, mix that with a little bit of single cream.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Make a dip with Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah.
That's so smart, because I think, people do kind of associate chutneys with cheese, but they're so versatile. And I have my own little trick. I use the Sheridan's chutney in sandwiches.
Yes.
And it is fantastic. Seriously, you've got to try it at home. It is so good. That's my tip. But this is the onion marmalade.
The onion marmalade, and actually the onion marmalade is amazing with cheese, but it's also really good with meats, cured meats, and pâtés and things like that. And again, it goes to this balancing of sweetness and savoury.
Oh my God!
So with do you like that? It's the same with the chutney. The chutney is quite sweet, and it goes very well with cheese. Traditionally, actually, I don't see chutney as going terribly well with cheese because of its high vinegar content. Whereas this chutney, and the reason we developed it like this, was to be quite sweet and quite soft. The onion marmalade, again, is quite sweet, so it goes really well with cheeses, meats, and in this instance, I think you have it.
Gorgeous, actually, if you wanted to be very posh now for canapes coming up.
Very posh. Yes,
get nice strips of nice Parma ham and spread a little bit of the onion marmalade and roll them up like little devils on horseback.
Wow. Oh, that's just beautiful, really nice. But you know what I love as well about chutneys, which, is not necessarily the case when you buy other, sauces or jams or whatever. Well, not jams, but you pop them in the fridge and they last for months.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really do, don't they?
And it's not just a question of buying something, even like cheese or something that you have to use up within that day. It's something you can have forever. But I think as well people are conscious of kind of not using the whole jar, and I think you've kept your jar sizes reasonably small as well. Sometimes when you have a big jar you do get this kind of thing of always having the line at the bottom of them. These are actually very usable, I think, within that. The onion marmalade, by the way, I should say, was on top of some really nice brown bread. Our neighbours down in Carnaross, where our warehouse is, the Forge restaurant, were so blessed. We just moved in kind of into the middle of nowhere, basically to an abandoned railway station, and our neighbours have the most amazing restaurant there, really into food, Porrick and Irene White, and they make these lovely brown breads and stuff. And,
really? Oh wow.
They actually sell them at our local market, which we have every Saturday now as well.
Super.
So we have a whole little food community going on in Carnaross.
Little food community. That's good. Now, Christmas, turkey, cranberry sauce. Janet, I am dying to get into that tub there. Tell me about this one.
That's cranberry chutney. And to be honest, I would consider this, this is one of my favourite products out of our whole range. And I think that however nice cranberry sauce is, and we make it a very nice sharp one, the cranberry chutney is again more versatile. That on Christmas Day, with Christmas leftovers, with pâté and terrine, anything like that, and the colour as well. Or if you would even take some of your turkey stock and add a bit of the cranberry chutney through it, making a sauce and so forth, because you've got some chilli and some nutmeg, and it's more fulsome than just cranberry sauce.
Janet, that is fantastic.
And the colour is very warming and rich and...
because I love cranberries, and I love cranberry sauce, especially.
And I'd be so bold as to say you could nearly imagine having that with some really nice vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, that is beautiful. That's Christmas in a jar to me.
So I'm just giving them, so that's some of the cranberry chutney with the cheese. It should be really nice as well. It just goes to show that so many different things can work in so many different ways, but I think that would be particularly nice with meats and on pâtés and terrines and things like that.
How much work goes into making the chutneys though?
There is, some are very simple, the likes of the relish. Others are more complicated. The onion, getting the onion to the right texture before the syrup is added into it, or making sure that the plum, I think the secret about the Sheridan's plum one is we cook it at a very, very high heat, spits and everything, but it gives it that lovely, sticky, unctuous, and it really draws out the plums to the extent that they almost start to taste like prunes. And I think that's
it's the development time as well, though, isn't it? I mean, it's working on it. Janet's always kind of developing new things, and obviously, say, working with us to make our ones. But it's that time that takes a huge amount of time. I mean, we took, going back and forth.
And you start with creating a small little pot batch this size, and then it's developing it so that it becomes a commercially viable batch as well in our bigger production things. So you can't just multiply the spices by 10 or whatever. You just have to learn to adjust.
And that's quite interesting with the recipe. The way
and you get an innate sense of, well, no, I'll go up 5 times for that and down a little bit, and then leaving it for a day or two to sort of settle, and then sending it off to Elizabeth to recheck and go on from there.
It's like a bit of art, really.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I've just tasted the sweet chili,
sweet pepper relish.
Oh my goodness! Because I think what really strikes me about all the chutneys, especially from yourself, Janet, and with Sheridan's, and I know you make them, it's just that the ingredients just seem so fresh. The taste just seems like organic almost. It's just beautiful. Really, really well done. And I have to say, the little presents are gorgeous
for Christmas, aren't they?
Because I know there's 1 or 2 friends of mine now that would really, really appreciate something like that. That they're big into their cooking and their, tasting and cheese and everything. And I think, like, for Christmas present ideas, that's a great.
We've the little 2-jar one, and we have a 3-jar one. And I think, and especially given the year that's in it, they're very, very reasonably priced, and you can pop whichever products. Some of the shops will be stocking them where you, the customer, can go in and put in your choice, or take out what's in one and say, may I change it for another one.
And I think that people kind of more and more appreciate that. I think we've gone past a little bit the idea of buying a bottle of wine in the garage and bringing it, and not everybody everybody's tastes are the same. And I think sometimes to have food like that, we find we do cheese hampers and Sheridans, or we do things like all of our hampers would have some of the chutneys in them. It's something that you can really bring, and it's something just that little bit different, and it just adds a bit of, I don't know, thought to the present. Exactly, yeah. And I think people are so much more interested in food now, So I mean, it just, people are interested in food and cheese. For me, the way they were kind of getting interested in wine maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, it's a
I was just going to say, actually, I think people have really kind of gotten into wine, cheese, accompaniments, and just, I think, eating in and staying in is going out. So. But definitely, that is just Christmas wrapped up for me now, girls. We're getting started early, so thank you so much for coming in. And Janet, all the work that goes into those chutneys, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, so thank you so much.
Not at all, thank you for having me.
Yes, lots of yummy treats there, and if you want to find out more information, make sure you log on to the website sheridanscheesemongers.com and Janet's Country Fair, spelled FAYRE.com. And best luck to the girls. Oh, Christmas is just around the corner, getting excited now. And just before we go, we also have 40 double passes to give you to go and see The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, and it's kicking off there on November 24th at 8 p.m. in the Lighthouse Cinema. Such a lovely venue. And if you want to get your hands on those tickets, very simple. You just have to text the word show, followed by the word nest, to 53131, and text cost 30 cents. So make sure you put your name into the hat for that great competition. Now, that's all we have time for on tonight's programme. Jimmy is back on Monday. He will be here at 7, repeated at 9. Do join him then. But until then, have a wonderful weekend and get the chutney and the cheese out. See you soon.